Okay, so we've all been there, right? You find this incredible article, maybe a super dense report, and you just know there's a game-changing explainer hiding inside it. But it's just so packed with complexity and you're left staring at a blank screen wondering, how do you actually turn all that dense information into a compelling story that people will stick around for? I'm telling you, this is the skill. If we can get this right, we can build massive authority and pretty much own any topic we want to cover.
So today, we're going to deconstruct a complete blueprint for doing exactly that. And for our case study, we'll use a topic that's both super complex and incredibly high stakes: the rise of what's called Agentic AI in the world of finance. It all starts in those first 3 seconds. Let's really break down how to craft that perfect hook, the kind that just stops the scroll and forces a viewer to pay attention.
Now, what's really fascinating here is that the best hooks, they're not random. They actually follow a formula. You can either leverage the credibility of something that feels like breaking news, you can create a pattern interrupt by saying something totally unexpected, or, and this is a powerful one, you can generate urgency by making the viewer feel like they're already behind.
So let's see how this plays out. One angle is to use massive scale to grab attention. So you name a huge, credible institution like Bank of America, and then you immediately raise the stakes. That phrase, unfair advantage, it just makes you lean in and wonder, okay, what is this secret weapon?
Or you could go for a really powerful analogy. This one is just so clever because it takes a super complex topic, Agentic AI, and makes it instantly relatable. It's not some abstract piece of tech anymore. It's presented as the perfect coworker, the one who does all the grunt work for you.
And here it is, the urgency angle. This hook basically tells the viewer that whatever they know right now is already obsolete. Forget ChatGPT. I mean, that's such a bold statement. It makes them feel like they have to watch just to catch up.
Okay, you've hooked them. Now, how do you keep them? This is where narrative architecture comes into play. You can't just list a bunch of facts. You have to build a real story, one with some twists and turns. So, right here, this is the crucial move. You introduce a pattern interrupt. After all that initial hype about the technology, you pivot. You use a skeptical quote like this one from a respected analyst, and it instantly builds your credibility. It shows you're not just a fanboy, you're a critical thinker.
And this is just a genius way to prevent that midway drop-off we all dread seeing in our analytics. Right when the hype is at its absolute peak, you hit them with a reality check. You see, everyone's talking about the $2 billion JP Morgan saves with AI. But revealing the massive $2 billion it spends on AI, that completely pivots the story from a simple hype piece into a much, much smarter analysis. You also have to respect your audience by clearly defining the knowledge gap. You probably don't need to explain what AI is at this point, but you absolutely must explain the critical difference between a copilot, which helps you, and an agent, which acts for you. That clarity is absolutely key. So now we get to the real meat of the content, the information itself. What facts do you actually choose to include to make your piece the definitive one on the topic? I want you to think about your facts in 2 main categories. First, you've got the non-negotiables. These are the core details everyone in your niche is talking about. You have to include them just to prove you've done your homework. But then you need the outliers, those unique angles that nobody else has found yet.
So for our AI and finance case study, the non-negotiables are facts like these: the big Bank of America rollout, the 4 hours of prep time saved, the incredible efficiency of their Erica assistant. These are table stakes. You gotta have them. But this is where you really separate yourself from the pack. The outlier insights. So instead of just the hype, you introduce a fascinating, complex problem, like the idea of algorithmic redlining. Or you reveal a very specific, almost secret benefit that only the experts are talking about, like finding tax alpha. These are the details that get shared because they add a layer of sophistication nobody else is even touching. And finally, we get to the most important part, the ending. A weak ending can totally ruin a great breakdown. You don't want to just, summarize what you've already said. The goal here is to reframe the entire conversation. You want to introduce a powerful counter-narrative that completely challenges the viewer's initial assumption and leaves them with a sophisticated, brand new way of seeing the topic. This is just the perfect example. The initial fear for everyone is a robot going to take my job? Well, this counter-narrative completely flips that question on its head. It says the threat isn't the technology itself. The real threat is falling behind your competitors who do adopt it.
And you want to leave your audience with a powerful, forward-looking concept that just sticks in their mind. In this case, it's the cyborg model. I love that. This single idea perfectly synthesizes the entire argument. It's not man versus machine, it's the incredible combination of human empathy and raw AI analytics. This is what truly establishes you as an authority on the subject.
So there you have it. That's the blueprint. A killer hook, a narrative that's built for attention, a smart mix of essential and unique facts, and a powerful counter-narrative to close it all out. Now you have the tools, so the only question left is,